by potentially beating Prosto, going on a face at Avangard, maybe even making it through to the playoffs, you know, at the CIS minor, then you've really gone above and beyond that. So, you know, it's like a bit of a last chance saloon maybe for some of the guys over on that runtime team.
But let's see if they can prove themselves. We're already into it, Harry. We're into map number 1. It's Runtime's pick. It's Dust2. It's the T-side start as well for them. And we are right into things. Double mid-side up from Prosto. We've got Yakinda up on short. Bomb currently sitting at the top of T-spawn. Runtime setting up in lower tunnels as well. Maybe looking to burst this middle portion of the map. Go for a bit of a long-short split, as they've already been gifted that long control nice and early on. Prosto going to be playing from the back of the A site, nice and passive. And Yakinda's already spotted some of this progress down in the lower tunnels, rather. So plenty of info for Prosto to work with this. What? Nice shot. That's a first blood if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going now in towards mid. And Seas might come to regret that. It's actually Kalinka going to drop another in the meantime up through long, pushed it on in. And these rotations have already come through from Prosto. That said, that smoke in CT is going to cause some problems because Avian, he's caught on the other side of it. And now this wraparound from Seized could be worth its weight in gold because he's all the way up through that B bomb site. And then surely they have no clue, but actually Flarek just pivots on the spot, turns around and takes this fight. Prosto stuck between a rock and a hard place here down in mid that they are going to be struggling. Luckily enough, they're able to pick up Seized in the backline, so we're into a 3-on-3, and now that's where that flank might actually come back to punish Runtime. It has whittled down the time here for Prosto, but they find themselves an even odds. Nice shot from Kalinka. He's not content with just 2 frags to his name, though. He's trying to go for a little bit more. It's actually Hooch to drop the next man, and in the blink of an eye, only Flarek remains. He's going to get tapped out, and there's no hope for him here. That will be the pistol rank going the way of Runtime. And just quickly, I want to correct one quick thing, Hugo. Sorry about this. I know I talked a lot just then.
That's fine.
I actually said it was Seized team. It's not. I said the wrong name. I meant Starix.
Yeah.
But they both start with S, and it hasn't been a long day, but it's going to be a long day. So there's always that.
Thank you for clarifying at least, you know.
Yeah, I just want people to know. I didn't know.
Leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, exactly, right? Got to be very careful.
Well, Steez, Starix, whoever, it doesn't matter. It's a 1-0. Runtime have taken that pistol round, and they're already off to a strong start with rifles across, well, three of the 5 players. Wow, it really hasn't been a long day. Flarich down on that B side. We've got 2 players here for Prosto, and Runtime, they're creeping on in. They're sneaking into that B side. 3 players now here on the CT side, but one have already been removed. Kenzel finds a double with the Deagle down on the car, but eventually taken out of the picture, and just like that, it's the B site under the control of Runtime. This is so hard to retake on rifle rounds, so lone pistol round. Steph's going to go right through, try and stop this bomb plant. Starks is covering it, and that won't be allowed. So Runtime looking to solidify the second round here on the T side nice and early on. Do not allow Prosto to pick up too much with that force buy. Yakinda going to look for exits and hold the back of the tunnels. Nice shot to Hooch, and you may as well go for this. It's you know, not really too much risk. He's not got a gun to save, only that SMG picked back up, so he's going to run on in, try and find one or two of these players, but already been picked off by Kalinka at the back of the site. Nice and clean either way. And Prosto, just another eco coming in before they go for that full buy in the 4th round, so this is a chance for Runtime to actually keep a few more players alive as they head into this.
Yeah, I mean, an interesting thing to note over on this Prosto roster, they're not necessarily getting off to the best starts here on Dust, but you take a look at them, and you know, we kind of mentioned it a little bit over at the pregame, but this 3-man core of Def, Flarek, and Kenzel, they've been in this team for a very long time, all things considered, right? When you actually kind of look at the relative success that this Prosto roster has had, I do actually like the... And when I say success, I mean like they haven't really had all that much. Usually we see teams, you know, like to make those changes, especially if it's a lesser known team. You're a lot more likely to try and swap players in and out. I think with Prosto, the real goal has just been trying to find a team that slots together and works well. You know, we've seen that 3-man core. They've been in this team for coming on to 2 years now, which is pretty impressive. I think they joined back in June or July 2017 off the top of my head. So it has been a pretty long while. This round, by the way, is just one that we can pretty much write off. It should just be a very, very clean round for Runtime. This is a chance for them to pad those stats a little bit, make some money with the SMGs. That's why we can see a few of these players going on the hunt, such as Kalinka here. And Yakinda, I mean, even if he's able to hold on to this Mac-10. Oh, he's done good damage, but, you know, you can see immediately Starix just backs away, and now let's see step up to the chopping block to try and deal with it.
Yeah, nice 3-0 for Runtime, starting things off well on their map pick, as you would like to see. But now we've got that buy round coming up from Prosto. The AWPs as well, 2 of them straight into that first rifle round. It's always fun to see in Runtime. They're going to put out their own on Kalinka, but there's still a couple of, well, lackluster buys on Runtime, so it's not a full upgrade. They got that SMG still going forward and the Galil on Scooby, but not the end of the world. Let's see what these AWPs can pull forward for Prosto, with one already crossing towards that B site, the other one going down on that A site instead. Starrick's going to fast play long. We did have an attempt to try and hold him to long, but Flarick, he's going to fall back and just shoot the smoke and get that first kill. So, hey, they may not have the long control, but they do have the man advantage. A strong start for Prosto in a rifle round. Seized in the meantime, still trying to work into middle, and there's no AWP here, just that one rifle for Kenzor. Got to be very careful up against the AK. But he just holds close for the time being. No reason for Prosto to take any unnecessary gunfights. They've already got that pick. They've got Ivan up on short as well with the AWP, which is going to be a further problem for Runtime to deal with. Not that they know that just yet. But for now, these Ts are just regrouping. Bomb wrapping his way in through the T-spawn as well as Scooby. And Runtime, we've already taken control of the pit despite losing that early casualty on the long corner. They can still look towards this A site. Prosto more so set up for a retake here with heavy CT and cat control, but the issue is, Harry, there's no smokes on Runtime.
Yeah, that really is going to cause you some problems trying to get across here, especially with Avian playing this position, because now he can just drop down into CT. He's actually going to repeat that. That's something you see many AWPers try and do for that exact reason. Seized found himself a quick double up on short. And actually, Hooch coming in, mops up Def before Seized can deal with him. Now Yakindar and Kenzor, curious to see if they're even going to try and go with this. They have an AWP in the retake, which is always less than ideal. Going to be running into 2 AWPs, but one of those already dropped courtesy of Kenzor. Don't have a kit, but I believe there's one down for them to pick up. Yeah, Yakindar's got ahead and retrieve that now as he pushes on in from CT. It's Kalinka down in the pit that's really going to cause problems, but a missed shot once again. These AWPs, certainly not Runtime's friends right now. Yakindar's landed the jump shot. And now Kalinka down in the pit really does have his work cut out for him, but he's found them out. He could have got the defuse. And the second as well. Kalinka holds his own from the pit, picks up the 4th round for Runtime, and it's back to the drawing board already for Prosto.
Yeah, Kalinka is balling right now. 9-1 to start things off from this Lithuanian player. He's been in and out of Lithuanian teams for so long, but hey, maybe a new chance for him to find success. It's certainly looking good right now. 4-0. Runtime up on their map pick. Prosto calling in a pause. A bit of a note as well is we actually have Sen9 being the coach for Prosto. He joined back in December of last year, so kind of an interesting pickup. A lot of experience there, without a doubt. Obviously, many people will know him from Na'Vi. So I'm sure Prosto have a lot to discuss going into the early start of this game. That's a crazy situation. I have no idea how they lose up on that A bomb site. Not only 3 players and a man advantage on A, but no smokes for Runtime. They're still able to get up Cat and get those 2 early picks from C. So nice work from him. Very important kills. Prosto now just going with pistols and a bit of armor, mainly giving away this round to Runtime. It will be a 5-0 unless things go really hairy. But as commonly done, pretty heavy setup towards mid and B. And an eco round, or at least a half by Runtime. Already putting pressure there, though. Seas does get a nice nade onto Ivan, putting him down to 20. In the meantime, Runtime, once again, down on long. They've been continually taking control of this pit very early on. If Prosto don't find a way to counteract this, it could be a big problem in terms of holding this A bomb site in the future. But these are the kind of rounds where you can afford to give up that map control. At least this time, Runtime have the utility for it.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's kind of worrying that even in the round where they didn't have the utility for it, they're able to find so much success. Yeah. So yeah, this time they've got even more things going their way. There's also a lot less to stand between them and that bomb site. You know that there was the AWPs or something. You had all that utility still up on Prosto that was, not really utilized. Losing 2 players who still had utility belts up on short definitely is going to hurt you in that sense. Here's the push in this round, and Flourish is here with an eagle. Def in through the smoke, having to just find one by chance. Kenzor actually going to get tagged out and finished off down to mid, and Hooch is just mopping up, farming kills over here toward this A bomb site. Scooby even in through that smoke. with another, and now it is just Def and Yakindar, and Def, he's still hidden in this smoke. He was able to get one through it earlier, but Hooch, his spidey senses are tingling, he's not looking away.
Yeah.
Second kill comes in, so they do a little bit of damage. Better than nothing, but a 5-0 start here for Runtime. Of course, I believe this is a map we saw them play yesterday on versus Windstrike, and I believe they got bested there 16-5, or 16-6 rather, I think it might have been. Very, very dominant affair there. So kind of a worrying sign of the times they've got off to such a strong start here versus Prosto.
Let's see if Prosto can recover, though. It's Scooby going for the fast mid play of this rifle round, and wow, what a pace. Completely catches out Kenzel, not ready for that one at all. Yakinda, luckily up in the B site, is going to be able to hold on to middle for now, but he's been pincered. They're pushing through the tunnels. They've given up on middle, and there's still Hooch on short to drop down and catch these rotating players from the A site. Yakinda with another, and even a tag to boot. It's still down to a 3-on-3, but Hooch is still up on the catwalk. Problem is, he's not finding anything. No one's wrapping around from long. Flaric has instead gone all the way through the T-spawn, and now Prosto still unaware of this flank to deal with. They've got to get back into the B site. 2 low HP players on it. Hooch has been spotted finally, and that's going to waste so much time at Prosto as they try and focus on getting this flank kill. He'll run to his own death as Flaric holds on to the tunnels. That long wrap working out wonderfully. Hooch did not expect it because of his earlier mid position. 2 more players in this B site, both of them tagged up. Kalinka's been dropped in the back, and now it's just Scooby, but the reload will give away his position. And Prosto, just like that, will have time for the defuse, kit in hand, and their first round on the CT side.
Yeah, so finally, all the pieces of the puzzle are going to start to fall into place there for Prosto. You know, of course, that was really their first kind of full buy that we got to see anything happen with. You think back to their initial full buy, and you had the AWP over towards short. It was on Avian. He actually goes for that re-peek when you play that drop-down position. And, of course, that was where we saw Seized pick up a double kill there. But double AWP set up here for Prosto. Yakinda and Avian going to be donning those once again. Kalinka not able to spy anything down through mid. That's just smoked off, so doesn't get the information there. But Hooch has got aggressive out and into it. Kenzel going to be gifted that one almost entirely for free. Seized is in with the reply. It looks like Runtime going to be setting up for a fast B play. What can Yakindar do to hold them back?
Ooh, well, enough is one, because now they have a 4-on-2. Kalinka still shooting off with this AWP. Yakinda doesn't need to commit towards a fight, but he is being wrapped from middle. Starks has taken down Def. Push through the smoke, not going well. And Kalinka even catches the man on B. Luckily enough, Ivan taking down Starks. But Kalinka's still trading, still holding on to this round by the skin of his teeth. 11-2, the hard carry right now for Runtime. He's got to step up in the 1v1. Does have a bit of an idea as to where Flaric is coming from, but once he clears mid, he'll have assurance that the tunnels has got to be the position. He spots him, flash goes out, and Flaric's already through the tunnels, but he's been spotted. Kalinka knows exactly where he is, and there it is. 6-1 to Runtime, a reset round coming in for Prosto, and while it was down to the 1v1, Runtime are going to be so much, in such a better position, rather, than Prosto in terms of the money. Look at that. Prosto with absolutely nothing to play with.
That's very, very dismal indeed for the Prosto guys. I mean, you know, this has always been one of my big question points with this roster was just Kalinka.
Nice.
Just mental. I mean, the fact that he's got off to such a good start is so worrying for the Prosto guys, because you know, you're looking at them and they don't have anyone stepping up on that same level just yet. You don't have your one man who could, you know, you could rely on to be closing you out rounds just yet. And Seized, well, they did manage him at least, but Kalinka's still popping off, and with just Flaric and Yakindar left up, a couple of pistols between them, you're really not expecting them to get much more than this. Molly forces out the man inside of the bomb site. Flaric still taking this fight, able to tap down Kalinka, so he has at least dealt with the giant of Runtime. Ooh, and Starrick's going to get tagged up as well, so he does decent damage towards the end. Flaric is getting off to a good start. Yeah, maybe starting to build up a bit more confidence here on him after a few nice little tippy taps in that last round.
This is still extremely dominant, far more so than I was expecting coming into this game. You know, it's first map, it's Runtime's pick, etc., but this is a great start from Runtime. This is, let's see if they keep on to it, right? Or will Prosto eventually catch up? Because that's the question mark I have right now. We do have another buy round with the AWP in the hand of Ivan. But what can he get done with it? That's the question. Sat up on short once again, but we saw him here before and he backed off before he even had to take a fight from this position. That's very common to do so. If you hold this angle, you do have to worry about that Xbox boost that can be a problem. Your barrel sometimes giving away your position. Luckily enough, he has Kenzo close in middle to at least try and combat that. Molotov, not sure where that's for. He's going to be flashed in through. He's going to be able to take down Kenzo nice and early on. Def has decided to push up in the meantime, but not able to get the trade, at least baiting them in somewhat to this AWP. But Runtime still have that amount of advantage once again. They've been so good at finding this early pick. And it seems like with players pushing in through the tunnels, they might just go for this mid to B split.
It is certainly looking that way. Once again, that means Yakinna's really got to try and hold his own. And last time we saw him manage to get, I think it was, yeah, just a one kill, and then he got caught by the players flanking in through mid and tunnel. This time, similar story, he's only good for one. Avian has come rotating in. Tagged down, and Avian doing what he can. Not going to be enough, though, as Kalinka's in with a trade. Luckily enough, Def from the doors. Def's doors, as they're known. He's able to pull this back over 2-on-2, and you still have Flaric left standing.
We've seen Prosto come very, very close to winning these retakes on B before, but easier said than done in this 2v2 Runtime. Crossfire setup as well. Kalinka's hiding at the back of the site. Def making a bit of noise as well, so they know he's here. Flaric is yet to even push in through the tunnels, and Kalinka's on the angle, and he's been playing so damn well with Flaric. He'll win the duel. Starix now having to show his worth in the 1v2, waiting for the double peek, and he's already caught one. Second one's in, though, and Def will get that refrag. There should just be enough time as well. No kit to play with, but won't be a problem. That's a round for Prosto after a long, long streak from Runtime once again. Just about. Oh. But even though they win the round, Harry, they lose 4 players in the process, and look at the cash as a result. I mean, they've barely got 3,800. These guys are still going to have a worse off buy than Runtime, which means the reset, once again, is so simple. Runtime have done it before, and they're looking to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is still, I mean, you just have seized the Kalinka having such a strong performance to kickstart this. I don't really think we have much in the way of Prosto that's really been stepping up on that same level, so they need to try and put a stop to Kalinka. Now, one of the ways they could do that is if they can start to take control of this economy situation. If they can close out this next round, suddenly you've got Runtime on an eco, right? That AWP suddenly becomes a bit more of a dubious prospect, and you have to take a couple of ecos here and there if you are over on the side of Runtime, and that's how, you know, Prosto can maybe look to try and build a couple of rounds. But that makes this round now that much more important, because time is fleeting, right? You're in round 10. You really don't have that much longer left of this first half. You have to try and chain together a couple of rounds now, and it's going to be a fast B play. Once again, Yakinda is going to get mopped up very, very quickly. That leaves Prosto in a 4-on-5 for this retake, and that's even if they wanted to try and go for it. On top of that, Starix hanging around over in the top of mid, trying to cut off these rotations. Okay, maybe Flaric finds him, and then maybe that tempts them to go for it. But yeah, they're already backing away. Prosto, they know they can't afford to. If they lose this, they're fully eco, so they have to hold on to everything they can.
Really nice call from Runtime as well. They've been noticing this solo B setup from time to time, and so just going for a faster B approach while not necessarily telegraphing it with utility, but just sneaking in, something they've already done before. You get that one kill, and so often you can just solidify a free round off the back of it, as you said. Prosto not wanting to go for that retake, rather just hold on to these guns for a rainy day. But right now it's looking hot over on Dust2, especially for Runtime. 8 rounds here, a reset coming through. Prosto going to have to piece together what they can for this upcoming round, but things are certainly not looking good on the CT side right now. Runtime, though, at least continually staying unpredictable, throwing in a lot of different strategies in terms of these fast plays down into B, this quick mid rush that we've seen Scooby do time after time, the pit control that's been so good for them as well, getting out through long without actually ever losing a man. They've actually never lost the early fight on long as well, so yeah, Runtime have been very good at making Prosto second guess exactly where they're going. Kalinka towards the top of middle as well, holding off in this round. He almost catches Def with a flashbang, but no casualties just yet.
Yeah, no one found immediately. You do still have Kalinka keeping an eye on mid. Now players approaching out from low tunnels. That does give Kalinka his room to maneuver and get out of suicide. It's a pretty scary spot to be in if you are him, even if you are armed with that AWP. Ivan with the AWP of his own taking up position over in that B-bomb site, actually trading out positions with Yakindar. So they've identified perhaps that they want to try and reinforce that a bit more.
Kenzel just pushed fully blind, and that flashbang didn't even go around the corner. That would have fully blinded two of the Ts, but instead he peeked with a flash in his face. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to the best of us, Hugo.
Yep.
You can't all be perfect all the time.
That's true.
I know that better than most.
As much
I'm
as we
perfect
try,
none of the time, actually. But yeah, I mean, actually, Yakindar's managed one onto Kalinka. Ivan's in with another, so this is still possible. 3-on-3. And losing that man over at B, losing Seized, he tried to create some space, tried to create a bit of an opportunity, whether that's, you know, keeping the man at B busy, whether that's finding an opener, doesn't matter. He's been punished for it. Now that becomes a bit of a curse. The rest of the Runtime boys have to try and play around. Bomb plant will come in. Smoking off the player over on short. They've identified that is where the bomb is planted for us. That nullifies Hooch for the time being, but that was their one smoke, so they do have to pick up the pace. They won't be able to get this defuse once that disappears, and Def's doubled down, but Hooch, he's gone straight through the smoke. He's taking the fights, and Flourish out in the open, but Hooch, shutting them down. And that's 9-2 in favor of Runtime. The thing that I think is also really scary if you are Prosto looking at this, you take a look at Runtime, you look at back when they were under pressure, when they played in the qualifiers to get here. And you know, it was Kalinka once again having fantastic form. At least in the open qualifiers, he just completely topped the charts, looked fantastic. And then when they went to the close calls, Kalinka actually had a few hit and miss games. That was why the results weren't as good. Crucially as well around that, we have this three-man fragging core in Runtime of Scooby, Kalinka, and they'd Seized, and all three of them right now grouped up towards the top of the board. So that's exactly what you want. You have all three of your kind of firepower core in that sense, all popping off, all having a good showing. Ooh. Def is in with one. Actually a second as well. That's the bomb spotted up at short. Scooby is in with the trade, but maybe Def has given Prosto a chance in this round.
Oh, but again, that B flank coming through. Sees such good timing on that peek out from the back. The nade may even finish off the job, but no, he's there with a bullet before. He even knows there's a third man in the spawn, or at least he should do from that nade coming through from Yakindar. And there's the check. Seized with all three. Wow. Def may have opened up with a couple of nice deeks to set up his team for the retake, but no retake happening when Seized is in the back line. Very nice timing. Runtime always seeming to have one player ready, catching these flanks consistently on this T side. 10-2 right now for them. Prosto, no response to this. And we do have the AWP once again brought out from this CT side, but it has been no match for that of Kalinka. We haven't even really seen an AWP battle too often. Kalinka slowed down in the last couple of rounds, but that's not been a problem when his team have been making up for the movement. Ivan not even armored up in this one either. He's going to be, once again, down towards that A site and once again pushed up on Cat.
Another important thing to note is we did see Prosto try and switch things up by playing Ivan in towards that B-bomb site in the round prior. Switching Yakindar out to try and keep an eye on mid. They've gone back to what they're used to, at least this time around, with Ivan up on short. He's now going to go and hop down over towards Crossroads and leave Def to start to push up. And he has caught a perfect timing, by the way. Right now, Scooby and the gang down in lower tunnels. This is a bit of a mystery machine to them as well. Flowering. Falling in the pit. But this flank from Def still coming in. And they've got no clue. He can find everybody, but instead he only gets one. Starrick's up close. That's a pretty devastating end to what could have been the defining moment of this round. Man advantage up in favor of Runtime once more as now they turn their sights towards A.
And Ivan's stuck as well. He still thinks there are players down on long, so he has to be very careful because he's getting flanked up from the catwalk. Yakindar, in the meantime, dropping the bomb, and that's a massive frag to find because with 30 seconds left, Runtime need to retrieve it. They can't just rely on getting these kills with Prosto being so split up. Yakindar getting out of there alive. Hooch trying to move back in, but Yakinda, if he times his peak well, he might be able to stop this bomb, but oh, just in time, Hooch will get up onto short. Scooby's with him as well, so just got to worry about Kenzo here in the CT spawn, and he's been spotted as well. Can't get dealt with. The flank is here, and Yakinda has saved the day here for Prosto. A third round. It's been a long time coming, but they're at least going to be able to get themselves on the board once more. And actually with 3 players surviving as well, which is pretty important. Being able to keep some armor and some weaponry forward into this round will enable a full buy. Remember that one round that they won in the 1v1 with, I think it was Flaric, and as a result they had nothing for the follow-up and got reset straight away. Let's hope this doesn't happen again, Harry, because getting reset for the last round of the half is never fun.
No, definitely not, because then you're staring down the barrel of a 12-3 scoreline. That suddenly, you've lost all margin of error, and if anything, we've seen Prosto, they love a little bit of error. They love their margins. But they're going to try and take control of mid, Hugo. They're pushing on down. The bomb, actually the first man in, and he's just charging down through short in Starix. He doesn't even care at this point in time. He's feeling very, very confident, has the rest of his team behind him. Now, you'll note they didn't expend too much utility in taking short, which is great in a sense, but it's also largely because Runtime don't really have any utility. This is a chance for Prosto to actually get back into this game. The reset looming over Runtime, they'll be forced buying into the last of the half. This becomes a very important 14th round, because whoever picks it up going to be resetting their opposition into the last round of the half. Ivan's able to open up, and Runtime, they're going to go to dedicating towards his B-bomb site, but already Yakinda's doubled down. Seized and Kalinka both get dropped, and that's the bomb spotted as well. Scooby going to try and retrieve it, and indeed he will, but he's a long way from Hooch, and he has Prosto players all around him.
It seems like Yakinda finds so much more success when he's actually challenging up on the in the B tunnels rather than just hiding at the back of the site. Finally coming in big here once again on a key round, and this really is a key round for Runtime. As you said, they've got to try and get this bomb up towards the A site, but it's already been spotted down middle. Flaric is still here at the top. 18 seconds left, and I think this one's done deal, Harry. I think they're just going to have to save their guns for the follow-up round, already having no money in the bank. Just got to make sure they don't die after time, because I don't think Scooby is going to expect this push. And there it is, Flaric, well-timed. It won't be after the time expires, which could have really screwed him over, but the loss bonus is not big by any means of the word. It's only 2K, well, 1900. And Runtime, yeah, they'll forfeit that round, but at the end of the day, with the worst-case scenario being a 5-10, I think they're going to be fine.
Yeah, definitely, right? But, I mean, it does just give that much more room now for Prosto to work with it. You've given them an opportunity, a potential means to get back into this game. Crucially as well, 5 players staying alive. If we'd seen that come down at maybe only 2 players surviving for Prosto, utility, etc. would have been a little bit limited here, but that is not an issue. They're going to have everything, and that is so important because Runtime, they try and go for this B rush. They've got to go through so much utility, and that there is the importance of utility. Yakinda demonstrates it absolutely perfectly as he decimates Runtime. Only C's left standing in a 1v5, CZ down in lower tunnels, and Flaric, once again, he lives in top mid. He lives behind enemy lines. He's having an identity crisis. He doesn't even know who he is anymore. And he's going to go ahead and end this one. That'll be Prosto picking up a 5th, 5-10 at the end of this first half here as they do manage to recover. This one still could hold the promise of going the distance here on Dust2. We will be back with the second half after the break, so don't go anywhere.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Bedway, and Pay Safeguard.
There we go, we're keeping you on your toes. Things have not been easy for Prosto, but time maybe running out over on the CT side. Runtime currently sitting 10-5 up as we explode into this second half. Pistol round is already well and truly underway. Hugo, Prosto, they're up on shore. They've gone for this mid-aggression early on, but already, look at Starix. I don't even know how he's there. We just missed the beginning, so goodness gracious. I don't know how this man is already in T-spawn. But that's definitely going to cause some problems for Prosto. Not going to anticipate this play. Starix already managing one, and now he's spotted the players out from long. Might not want to stick around because the relief effort is here. Kenzor is going to be there to pick up the trade, so that flank doesn't really amount to too much. Runtime now back into this 4-on-4 on Prosto. They still have 50 seconds to play with, so the flank doesn't really get all too much information for Runtime to work off of.
Well, it gets a lot of info for Prosto, more in the sense they know that that was a B push-up from Starix, so B has got a max of one player there. They're damn right, but that one player is holding with his life 2 kills from Scooby. There's still a double trade coming out from Prosto as they cut off that mid-rotate, but the bomb's still got to be going down in the meantime. Runtime now on the retake, and they are able to retrieve the kit down in middle. That's Hooch. Def spotting the man in T-spawn as well, so C's trying to close the distance as Def relocates. If C's can bypass his player and get into that B site, he could completely ignore Def, but the flank is coming out and it's not even needed. Def has found the shot, and Hooch, he needs to get on this bomb right here, right now, but it's an open plant. His best case scenario is stick it, turn his back to the tunnel, and he might just have it as well. He's ducking, they can't hit him in runtime. They're going to pick up the round. Oh dear. That is not how you want to start off the second half.
Yeah, that's a yikes. I mean, you feel bad, right? It's actually like a pretty good thing to try, right? If you're ever playing at home, you're in like a 1v2 like that. You know, you're pretty much screwed anyway. It's really, really hard though to hit a CT from the back, right? While they're looking away from you. So just go ahead, duck down, crouch, look away.
Yeah, that head model is so annoying.
It's like a T-Rex. You know, if you don't look at it, it can't see you. I think that's how they work.
I mean, they're dead, so they don't work at all.
I'm there, man.
Forever in our hearts.
I'm convinced dinosaurs exist. We still have James on this event, so yeah.
What dinosaur would James be?
Stegosaurus.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same.
He's a real, maybe like a Triceratops, actually. He's a pretty tanky human being. Well, let's see it. We actually have to buy for Prosto up in this round. Didn't even comment on that. Your Kindart and Def sporting the AKs. Ken's over the Galil and then scout out for Ivan. Flarik going to be donning the utility with the one smoke. I imagine we maybe see an A play come in. That's kind of ideal. You can go ahead and throw that down in towards CT. Have the Molotov for the site or for car. There's a couple of angles you could look to try and use that. And with how they're positioned, you know, I've kind of cheat sheeted that. They actually use the smoke immediately to get out into long and try and take this portion of the map. Will they be ready for Hooch? They certainly don't look like it. They certainly do not look like it, as Hooch has found himself a quick double.
Yeah, Def is up on Catwalk though, and Kalinka's not going to be watching this, luckily enough. Sees is right behind, he lets his teammate die. Oh dear. I mean, maybe on purpose, who even knows at that point. Ivan's going to be the last man up. But low HP on him is going to make this very, very difficult. Same story for Seas. He doesn't want to take this fight. He doesn't want to peek. So Scout Warbang would find this kill without a doubt. But the timing for Ivan is horrible. Zooms out, gets shot in the face. Seas does win the round for his team despite letting Kalinka, I think it was, die on long. Either way, 12-5, and Runtime do get rid of the force buy from Prosto. This will put them down to just pistols. And right now, Harry, things are not looking good. They're going to have one buy round at 13-5, and that's where it's really going to matter. This one's just a bit of a wipe away round. Forget about it. Unless they can get anything done, a bomb plant would be fantastic. But there's already 2 players with Molotovs down on B, so good luck.
Yeah, you can see Prosto, they just stay way clear of those Molotovs. The issue is there's not really any safety to be found anywhere on this map. C's just laying waste to them down in mid. Actually, Kenzor quick double with the CZ. Now maybe something's possible. Still doesn't feel all too likely because they don't have any armor, but they've got smokes, they have a flash, they can try and make something happen in towards this B-bomb site. You said a bomb plant was ideal. If you manage to get Scooby, if you could like one-to-one trade this, a 2v2 into that B-bomb site is a tricky prospect, even only versus these pistols, but Scooby's gone above and beyond. He's doubled down, and now that leaves Flaric in this 1v2.
Yeah, he hasn't got the bomb, though. Needs to cross in the open. Kalinka's close by. Oh, he's been spotted. Very, very dangerous, but that bomb retrieved. Sticking the plant, knowing the value of the money and the unlikelihood of him winning a 1v2, and there it is. Kalinka just dives right in, waits for no one. And that doesn't surprise me, considering how well Kalinka's been playing this game. He's going to be exuding a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah, I mean, not only that as well, he's going to be feeling very, very confident, but you know, right, if you're Kalinka there, or, you know, whoever the other guy was, I forgot already, I'll be honest. But anyway, Kalinka was the one who got the kill, so we'll just focus on him. If you're him, you know, you hear that bomb going down, you know the odds are he sticks the plant because, you know, they want the money. Also, if you take that duel straight up, you know, you're trying to catch him while he's plugging in the numbers, ideally, because he's not going to be ready. You don't want to give him time to get into the after plants because he doesn't have armor, you know, you've got to bear that in mind. So if you can just get one bullet into him, the odds are you've won that fight because he's aim punched into the ceiling. But we can take a look at the Stream A scoreline as well. Over there we have NemiGG versus Gambit down in that lower bracket. One of these teams going home, obviously, and it's actually 9-8 in favor of Gambit over here on Train.
That's a bit close. Like,
certainly is. Definitely not the scoreline I'd envisioned.
Yeah, we were wondering, like, what are the actual realistic chances that NemiGG win that game? Now, not to, like, bash on them, but, like, we don't really know what to expect at all. Like, Gambit, we've only seen one game this year, and it was extremely underwhelming, so...
And you think about the confidence that they kind of displayed in those little, like, those little teaser videos,
right.
You would, those are, like, laughing modes.
We're going to win the
minor. We're going to win the minor. Oh, eliminated on day 2. Never mind. But that's why, you know, players kind of sometimes coming into it being like, you know, having a little bit of trash talk can be so interesting because it's great either way. You know, like it's always good to see players who trash talk deliver, but it's also great to see them just get, you know, wrecked.
Look at Optic.
Ooh, well, here's this round. Prosto down a mid. Def and Kenzo both securing this portion of short, and actually they've been allowed to get by. Starix is down in CT. He's going to be hard pressed there to keep an eye on short from this position. Luckily enough for him, Presto weren't quick on that push up. Instead, they're taking it very, very slowly. They're very aware that they could have been an AWP playing on the drop down corner as well. That's what that Molotov was for.
That's a nice bait there from Prosto. They set up utility towards A. It forces the rotate out of mid, and now they have control of it because they've smoked off Starix in the CT spawn. He wrapped back to try and support A when those nades flew in, and actually it may be A after all. Well, Prosto throwing the mid to B smoke. Starix, he's hanging by it in the CT spawn. Instead, we have this car AWP from Kalinka, and this is not the man you want to be facing if you're Prosto. They will be fast charging this catwalk, committing to the A site. Oh, the timing of the scope out from Kalinka. He's now got to worry about the bomb site in itself as well. Holding back passive, 20 seconds, giving away the bomb plant here to Prosto. The retake is already going to be on for runtime, and it's a 5-on-5. Not the most common on Dust2, but here they go.
Yeah, it really isn't every day that we get to see this. It's like a full-on retake server right now. Bomb ticking down a runtime. Part of me wonders, are they even going to go for this? Because you look at it, they don't really have much money. There's Hooch picking up the first, and now they're definitely tempted. A quick double comes in, seized in with another, and it's frags aplenty for runtime. Yakindar and Kenzo answering back as best they can. And actually, that might be more than enough because Yakindar's found a double. Kenzo as well from the short position, helping his teammate out. Gets the hat-trick, sprays down 3, and that will be a 6th round for Prosto. Very, very back and forth, very weird round, all things considered.
Yeah.
And you could tell, I mean, runtime, they looked a little bit hesitant. They did have a tiny bit of utility to work with. It was a 5-on-5, so you understand why they want to try and take a peek in. The second Hooch finds that first, that's it. They're like, yep, that's it. The engine's been revved up, we're going, we're started. And they just weren't ready for what Yakindar and Kenzo had lined up for them. Of course, that crossfire setup between short and the A-bomb site. Now it's back to the drawing board for runtime. They're just going to have to eco into this round.
I'm surprised Ivan didn't watch mid there. He should know that runtime are going to be on pistols this round. So watching mid is extremely important on an anti-eco to know how many players cross to B. Now, I'm not sure if runtime smoked across, but they fully stacked up on A right now. And Prosto, peak or not, they have no information. They don't know that. So this could definitely come back to haunt them if they commit to an early execute. But this team has been very good, at least in these early rounds, of not committing to necessarily their initial part of map control. See, though, they're already up catwalk, and again, it's only USPs. It might not be an issue at all. I'd like to say that, but Starks has already opened up. Double trade right back from this T side, and now they're going to start to run over them. These AKs being far better than the pistols being displayed from Runtime. And just like that, only Hooch left alive down on long. May as well give this a go. They are going to be able to get towards the site, but he might be able to slip by. No, he's been spotted, and he's been removed as well. Prosto, 7 rounds here on the T side, slowly but surely trying to get back into this game. And they're certainly not out of this one at all, especially not with another potential eco on the line for Runtime.
Yeah, it's definitely going to give Prosto a means of building back into this game. The one thing that I want to be saying a bit more from it is Ivan. If they want to keep on making that decision to throw this AWP onto him, you know, especially when you consider that sometimes he's even being the man. A lot of time, I think Yakindar's kind of proven that he's been good with it thus far in this matchup. He's been looking decent with the AWP. Ivan's the one to have it initially in this round once again, and that for me has been a bit of a worrying thing, especially with how well Kalink has been playing. Speaking of the devil, there we go. He's got ahead and shut down Def. The rest of the guys should fall relatively easily as Flaric and Yakindar just padding these stats out. Kalink is perfectly content, though, with just keeping that AK. He's going to try and do that much more damage. They know that Prosto don't have the most money. Doesn't matter as much over on the T side because the buys are that much cheaper. So yeah, the AK gets dropped. Kenzor.
He's starting to warm up. He's starting to get back into it. That's nice to see. Well, you did say in the first half, while we have players like Kalinka and Seized really fragging mad right now, we have no one on Prosto doing the same amount of damage. But now Kenzor starting to find his form in the last few rounds. Yakinda has looked fantastic at the end of the last half and the start of this one. So we actually have our own fraggers here for Prosto, and if they continue in good form, then maybe this game is still winnable. It's still a strong scoreline for Runtime, 13-8. The double AWP pulled into this rifle round as well from the CT side. Ivan, this is going to be a real test for him. He's currently, I think, bottom of the server as well, so if there was a time for him to try and step up, this would be it. But the AWPs are not fighting mid right now. Seized is playing close. He is that dedicated secondary AWP for this team. Linker just trying to hold it down. Def. Not going to be the man around the corner. It's instead the jump. Kalinka gets an opportunity, but it's a missed one. He falls back with 30 points of health and has to be very, very careful here. Minute on the clock. Prosto do have that short control for now, but they still haven't rounded this corner. And there it is. Nice start from Kalinka. Runtime off to a man advantage. An attempted trade from Kenzor, not going to work out.
Yeah, Kalinka did an incredible job of not only staying alive in that situation there after missing the initial shot, but then going as far as to actually find a man advantage for Runtime. He was very much the guy kind of in that disadvantaged position after missing the shot, right? They could easily push around that short corner. You saw he sticks around because he knows he has to take the fight. You can't just hop down into CT straight away like he wanted to. And Kalinka, he's in with another. They just can't seem to deal with him. Ivan will chime in this round, and Scooby walking into Yakindar. My goodness. What will Scooby do as he starts to push it from behind? Prosto, they might have gotten away for it if it wasn't for this meddling kid over in tunnel. He's going to go ahead and pick up a quick double. There's only 7 seconds of Flaric. There is just no way. Oh, maybe there is. He's got enough time. It's down to the wire, but there's Hooch. Just in the nick of time, knows he has to stick to the bomb plant, so swings out wide rather. And Runtime, a 14-8 scoreline locked in, just 2 away from closing out their map pick of Dust2.
That is such a big brain play from Scooby, though, pushing into that smoke, knowing that he's essentially a 1v3, right? He's lost his mid teammates. They've been taken down. The T's are already coming up through mid and tunnels. May as well push through that smoke and try and catch players off guard. He gets 2.
The craziest thing is usually players realize that if they've been like in a smoke for like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, holding W and you haven't moved, that's like the key that you're running into someone. So I love the idea that he's just like, this is the longest smoke of my life. Just, you know, stood in there for a good 10, you know, they were touching each other for a good 5 seconds, 6 seconds. But what happens in the smoke stays in the smoke. That's what they say. And already Flaric's fallen early on in this round. So once again, Prosto are going to have to claw their way back into this from a man deficit.
Unsurprising that Kalinka has found that first frag of the round as well. He has just been so damn good this game, seemingly unstoppable In terms of opening, Jules is actually sees top in the charts for Runtime. He's 5-0 right now. Klinker just sitting 4-1, but still having the impact in all ways. Nice nade down short. That's going to do some damage. Kenzo, Yakinda, both tagged up. Still aggressive on Cad is Hooch. He's got the support of that AWP close by. And you can see he's trying to bait them in with a bit of noise as well, but with the smoke down, Pro2 are not biting and will finally fade. And 38 seconds left on the clock. They've got to make a decision where they want to go. It looks like it will be that cap play. We do have Ivan down in the pit. If he can win his duel to Starix, maybe this is doable. But the peek in from Hooch, he finds one. It's actually Kalinka to take the kill. Yakinda doubles up with the trades. And now pushing up on the A site in a 3-on-3. The best odds Pro2 have had in a while.
Oh, but Starix removes that man at long, and now suddenly there's only one avenue left for Pro2 to run in through, and that is short. They're just running into the gun of Starix right now, and Yakinda, he did all he could to create an opener there. He created so much space, but they get shut down and locked out of that round. Oh, Pro2. And now they're staring down the barrel of having to win 7 rounds consecutively if they want to take this one through to overtime. Runtime just stood on the finish line at this point. 26 kills over on Yakinda. Damn. I mean, I'd love to say, you know, I mean, wow. You know what, we'll just glaze over it. Kalinka down through mid. Already, once again. I mean, every one of these rounds, it feels like he's the guy to find the opener, and then the rest of the guys play around it so well. Seized, immediately pushing into lower tunnels once he deals with the man back in T-spawn, and that's the bomb dropped. Yeah,
and Yakinda, the player who has 10 kills over anyone else in his team, more than that in fact, he's on a UMP in this round while the rest of his team have AKs. I do question when teams do that. If you have a player having a fantastic game, no matter the role, give them the AK. You always should have your best player in that specific match on the best gun, I think. I like in so many cases, teams don't do that, and I really don't understand it. Flaric is playing top mid, but he's going to get pushed from top mid instead. And just like that, it's going to be a 16-8. Runtime do run over Pro2 in their own map pick of Dust2. Very nice start to this series and looking extremely confident as well. I mean, this is a team that struggled yesterday without a doubt, but they have bounced back in a big way. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this series is going, if Pro2 can bounce back on their map pick or if it's going to be a 2-0 for Runtime.